video is my January TBR, which is basically my to be read pile, like the books that I want to read and why am I even interested to read those books. That is what this video is about, but it is also about some things I want to talk to you guys because I love you guys and I always share everything I have been going through in my life. In fact, last year I didn't do that and I truly regret it because when I made my end of year video, which is linked down below or up there, I really felt light and I really felt like, there's so much of support around there in your life, but you have to be ready to accept that support. If you're always thinking about the negative things, maybe you will never get that positivity that is surrounding you all the time, that exists around you all the time, but you are not really ready to accept it. Which is why this video is also about the struggles I'm still going through. But without further ado, let's get started with this video and I hope you enjoy watching it. If you're new here and you're thinking, who is this girl? Hi there, I'm Manpreet. I make book related videos on this channel, talking about books on every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday. If you are new here, just subscribe right now because lots of bookish discussions are going to happen on this channel in this year and you better not miss out. And do follow me on my social media and turn your notifications on so that you get notified every time I post a video. Otherwise, you're gonna miss all of my videos. So subscribe doesn't really matter until you hit that bell button, okay? So let's get started. So talking about that pressure, I was talking about the pressure of reading. It isn't over and I do not think this pressure is specific to my life as a booktuber. I think this pressure is specific to everybody who likes to read books, who loves to read books. The number one question that always pops up in your head when you want to read is, what do I read? I personally announced in that video, in the video that I made about my personal struggles related to my booktube life, that I wanted to do themed reading months, but still it's not really settling inside my whole life and inside my heart that I really want to do the themed reading months. So I'm like, maybe I'll change my mind next month. But this month I'm majorly reading romance, okay? The number two struggle that comes in my mind is like, what should I read? Popular books or not so popular books? Not so popular books sometimes turn out to be really good and popular books sometimes turn out to be overhyped. But I also have to think as a booktuber and a lot of you guys actually keep asking about popular books instead of non-popular books. So what should I read? Popular or non-popular ones? And then there is this thing about reading Indian books or foreign authors. Indian books tend to be very risky for me because I feel like Indian writing is still not serious enough when it comes to the creators. So the writers are just like, I want to be a writer, they write anything and they put it out there. It's very easy to self-publish, which also is a reason for the degradation of quality of books in India, and also because people are more inspired from Chetan Bhagat and all of these new age romance authors whose books kind of sold very much. But you have to understand that the audience is also growing, so the audience is no longer interested in the shallow kind of books that were popular about like 5 to 10 years ago. Now people want books with good content. I don't know about other people, but I really want books with good content. I am really skeptical about reading Indian books these days because I'm afraid they are going to put me in a reading slump if I end up picking up a bad book. Now, there's a reason why I like to call myself as Indian booktuber. It is because I love reading Indian books. It is because I love that Indian touch. I'm sick of just looking for like those British novels and American novels that I like to imagine in my life, but I'm living in India. I want that Indian touch and I want to know about those Indian souls instead of, all the global souls, which I also want to do, but Indian souls as well. But then again, I'm like, for how long should I try to find those gems? Because out of 100 books, 99 of them are really bad. So, do I really have to read Indian books? And then the biggest problem which all of you definitely have is that, should I buy new books that I should read or should I pick up the books in my existing TBR? At the time of making this video, I'm pretty sure I have about 250 books in my bookshelf that I haven't read. Last year they were about 175. I added a lot of books but didn't read that many books, so I'm pretty sure it's 250 now. So should I read books from that 250 books pile or should I buy new books which I really want to read right now? Now that is also a problem because if I pick up from my existing TBR piles, there's a big possibility that I am not really in the mood of reading these books, and if I am stopping myself from buying new books, I'm again in a reading slump. So lots of problems, but what I have finally decided and been doing this month is reading these books, okay? So first two are actually the book reviews that I'm doing this month, and I'm working with these authors and I'm really happy to be picking up these books because a lot of policies have been put in place to save myself from crappy books. So I'm really hopeful that these are good ones. So number one is actually by a foreign author and that book is called Ethical Size is about, so this is more like a dark fantasy come erotica novel. This is about this demon who wants to, be on Earth. He wants to cross the lines between hell and Earth and be on Earth. And there's this girl called Jessica who is in love with this demon, and there's this best friend who is maybe going to be the key in making this happen, making this love story happen. I think the book is gonna be good. Now whether I will be wrong or right, that we'll know in the end of month. So do not forget to check out my wrap-up video as well in the end of the month so that you know if Manpreet was right in her predictions or not. The second book is actually by an Indian author, and that is also a fantasy novel. I have a signed copy of this book because apparently this author visited this small town which I live in the state of Punjab, that is Batinda. It's not really a town, it's a city, like we have malls now, but still. So this is the book Nastya, the Aryan Saga. So it's written by Kiran Nirvan. Now this book is actually about this guy who is about to be crowned and he's about to be the king of this kingdom, but there is this mysterious enemy who just ruins everything. And this book has been narrated from the first person perspective of the best friend who is with this guy. And now that the chances of this guy becoming a king are over, now this guy is trying to find this mysterious enemy. So he goes on a journey. So I'm expecting a lot of Rings vibe. He goes on a journey to find this mysterious enemy and kill that enemy. So let's just see. I don't know about the kill part, but finding that in a mysterious enemy. So I'm equally excited about this book as well. And I have a very nice note from the author as well. I didn't actually get a chance to meet the author, but dear Manpreet, reviewers like you are the true test for authors like me. Keep up the wonderful work that you do. I actually really admire all the authors. So I have been talking with more authors for my February reads, okay? I have gotten 2 replies in which authors were like, do you give totally positive reviews? I'm like, no. So they're like, oh, actually I'm scared to take that kind of risk, it's very risky with you because you can give a negative review, so I'll pass. I'm like, okay, go ahead, find some people who will give you positive reviews and work with them. I don't care. Actually it does hurt, but it's like I really am what I am because I want to stay away from those kind of people, so it's a win-win situation. Anyway, after that, yes, I am sticking with the romance theme roughly. So I have actually read 3 books already. So number 1 is See Me by Nicholas Sparks. I really love a lot of things in this book, which I figured out once I started reading the book, but I just wanted to read Nicholas Sparks because he's sort of my favorite romance author so far. I haven't read much romance, but yeah, he is. And I have already reviewed this book on my blog. So I'll link the blog down below and do check out the review of this book because yeah, check it out, okay? The second one was again by Nicholas Sparks and it was a reread, The Notebook by Nicholas Sparks. I definitely love this book much more this time. And the review is already up on the blog, so do check that as well. Next, I picked up this disappointing read that I totally deserved because, yeah, I picked it up because of its thickness and I have a very long review written about what's wrong with this book. So you have to check it out. By the time you watch this video, that review will also be up. So you should check it out just to understand what kind of books Manpreet hates, okay? Because this is seriously a one that I hate. It's Promised Me a Million Times by Keshav Anil. My bookish circle tells me that this book is actually really popular, but I feel like this book shouldn't exist. So these 3 books I've already read and I have also finished reading The Edge of Everything. This is more of like fantasy romance and it is also like the first book that I discussed with you, like the Ouija board, but not that much because this is like a very fluffy young adult romance fiction sort of thing that I do not like. There is this guy who is a bounty hunter. Basically, he is sent to Earth to collect souls which eventually go to hell. He is also a person, he's also a prisoner in hell, but he is actually innocent, so he doesn't deserve to be in hell. And then there is this girl who is adamant and all that. Didn't like this book. The main point is that it's a very average read. I'm not supposed to be reviewing this book, but still, yeah, another romance that I wanted to pick up and I did pick it up, got disappointed, but I'm still hopeful because there are good books out there. So these are basically like the ones I want to read and I have already read some of them. I also want to finish reading Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas. I'm actually done with half of this book. I'm actually reading it on Audible, listening to it on Audible, and it's the only audiobook I'm listening to these days. So yeah, whenever I get time and whenever I'm in the mood of listening to books, I pick up this book, which is not happening much. I'm sorry for the lighting change because I start making a video and the whole world decides to conspire against me. Neighbors, weather, sun, I can't do anything about it, okay? Moreover, it's about books, not about my videography and all that. So focus on books, okay? Anyway, I am a big fan of Throne of Glass. I absolutely, yes, I can say it, I absolutely do not even want to talk to those people who do not like this book. I do not have that kind of opinion usually because I do not think it's right to do that. But yes, I cannot bear anybody right now who says Throne of Glass is not a good series, who says even one negative thing about Throne of Glass. Maybe by the time I read the third book, I'll hate it, okay? Then we can talk about that. But right now, not accepting any negative views about Throne of Glass. You have to read it, you have to like it. If you do not like it, we can't be friends anymore, like I said before. And it's really, really bad, and I know I'm just ruining my own personal reputation in my heart, but I love Throne of Glass, okay? Anyway, another book that I am hoping to get to this month is It's a Romance, P.S. I Love You. It's one of the best romances out there. I have watched the movie about 40 times, and I'm not even a movie and TV person, okay? P.S. I Love You by Cecilia Ahern. I haven't read the book ever, so I'm just like, okay, now it's time. Just fall in love with the book. Anyway, there are two more books in my TBR this time, which are non-fictions, because you guys know that I love to combine fiction and non-fiction. So if I'm having a themed reading month, which is mostly romance and a little bit of fantasy, because there are actually 4 fantasy novels in the TBR, like ha. But I also have 2 non-fictions. One is Vlog Like a Boss, because yeah, I need more subscribers, dude, and I want to learn how to be a good YouTuber and all that by a person I actually really like to watch on YouTube. Vlog Like a Boss by Amy. Her last name I would not try to pronounce, but okay. So I really am excited to read this book. I'm actually done with 50% of this book. If you are a person who wants to be a blogger or a vlogger, pick up this book. And lastly, I want to finish reading Mood Therapy, which is a book to help people get out of depression. Honestly, I took a test in this book itself, and my depression score is 51, which means like I'm highly depressed. But I'm not really taking that seriously because yeah, and I'm not even going to a real doctor to get it diagnosed. So I really want to finish reading this book because I feel like being in good mood would help me be good at work, to be good at creating content for you guys, to be happy in my life. So yes, this is also a book that I definitely want to finish this year. No, this month, okay? And yes, that's it. These are all the books in my this month's TBR. Basically, these are the books that I am hoping to get to in this month. If you want reviews of these books, just let me know. I'll write some reviews on my blog, and I'll do video reviews of a couple of books on the channel itself. So let's see which ones get a chance to be on the channel and which ones get a chance to be on the blog. So I'm really hopeful that you enjoyed watching this video. This was just like, if you're new here, you might be thinking, why girl, do I even care about you? But the thing is, I'm not being overconfident when I say there are really good people who care about me, and I really like to talk to them. So this video was just for them. But if you ended up watching it and liking it, do hit a thumbs up. If you are my existing viewer, you guys know that I love you, and you guys know that I thank to God every day, and I'm really grateful whenever when I don't even practice gratitude in such a serious manner. But I'm really grateful that you guys love me so much, you guys support me so much, and yeah, I love you all, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Next video will be coming up on Thursday, and I'll see you then. This is Manvi signing off. I'll be back with another video very soon.